Welcome to episode 1 of the historic cinematic universe. When we left off, Geosopiag was trying to negotiate a trade deal with Orange. If the deal went through, Geosopiag would finally have enough resources to conquer Diemen. However, Orange really doesn't want Geosopiag to invade Diemen. This is because the two largest continents in the world are Yallo and Hakila. If Diemen falls, Geosopiag suddenly becomes the dominant military power on both continents. Nobody can challenge them. So, Geosopiag has to keep their invasion top secret. When they negotiate with Orange for those resources, it's for an innocent trade deal. Xercia also doesn't want Geosopiag and Orange to sign the deal. If Orange exports more resources to Geosopiag, then that's less resources going to Xercia. So Xercia uses their spies to discover irrefutable evidence of Geosopiag's planned invasion, and they inform Orange. However, Orange doesn't call off the deal. Instead, they plan a stab in the back. Orange informs Diemen and Haitchlandia of the attack, so they can plan to defend against Geosopiag. Meanwhile, Orange plans their own attack. The plan is that as soon as Geosopiag begins their attack, Orange will team up with the country of Zoots and attack Geosopiag's holdings in Yallo, completely driving Geosopiag from the continent. Meanwhile, on the eastern front, Diemen and Haitchlandia are planning their defence of their territory. They know that if Haitchlandic forces are stationed in Diemen, Geosopiag will realise that Diemen knows about the assault and they'll call off the attack. Instead, they come up with a cunning plan. They don't send any Haitchlandic forces to Diemen to make it look like they have no idea that an attack by Geosopiag is coming. However, in reality, they are building infrastructure. They are building the equipment and infrastructure necessary to get Haitchlandic troops to the front the second that Geosopiag invades, so that they can be ready to stop the attack. So the trap is set. Orange is conspiring with Haitchlandia and Diemen to attack Geosopiag on all four sides. But Orange can't let Xercia know what they're planning, so they tell Xercia that they don't believe this irrefutable evidence that Geosopiag is planning an attack. Now Xercia knows the evidence is so convincing that nobody could disbelieve it. So Xercia does some more spying and find out about the plan to betray Geosopiag. Xercia now has to decide what to do. They could warn Geosopiag about the attack, but that would prevent the war from ever starting, and the status quo would remain the same. Or they could wait for the war to start, and then wait until Haitchlandic and Diemen forces are drawn away from their eastern flank, allowing Xercian forces to storm their undefended provinces, and then the region of Nordlandia shall be united under Xercia, just like they always wanted. Geosopiag begins their attack, but Diemen was ready and waiting for them. Geosopiag breaks through the first line of defences with heavy losses, but if they take that kind of casualties for the whole campaign, they won't have a chance of reaching the Diemen capital. Geosopiag breaks through the next few lines of defences without any problems, until they are caught off guard by Haitchlandia and thrown back. Geosopiag pulls up the last of their reserves and launches a last-ditch counterattack. Desperate and confused fighting engulfs western Diemen, and it is unclear which way the battle will swing. Orange actually sends a letter warning Geosopiag about the Zootsig attack, drawing the Geosopiag forces away from where Orange plans to strike. Once the Geosopiag troops have been drawn away, Orange strikes and takes over most of the local territory. The Zootsig navy cuts off Geosopiag communication with the mainland, allowing Orange to send letters impersonating the local Geosopiag general. The Orange attack begins, and the local Geosopiag forces, undersupplied and unprepared for an attack, are in no position to win. Finally, Xercia sees Haitchlandia draw their armies away from their border and into another country, and makes their move. The entire Xercian army pours into the poorly defended Haitchlandic heartland, and encircles the capital city and their entire government in the middle of the night. They sneak into the city and take out the guards, opening the gates. But then, disaster strikes. The garrison wakes. Xercia doesn't know who informed them, but it will no longer be possible to capture the entire garrison in their sleep. The best troops in Haitchlandia are there. They can't stop the garrison. If Xercia wants to win this war, they are going to have to commit a horrible atrocity. The Xercians in the city have been informed about what to do if the garrison wakes. They set fire to all the entrances and all the exits to the barracks, so nobody can escape. Xercian catapults launch gunpowder barrels and firebombs into the barracks and wipe out most of the garrison. Xercia has now captured the entire Haitchlandic government. Literally overnight, Haitchlandia has gone from a united, centralised power to a fractured one, in which nobles and generals will vie for control. Xercia occupies as much land as she wants, then fortifies her defensive line. Her generals are trained in looting the land, so everything in Haitchlandia that isn't stuck to the ground is picked up and used to fortify the Crag-Haitial line, which Xercia plans to use as their defensive position. Haitchlandia will never again push past that line. So that is the situation. Geosopiag is at war with 4 countries on 4 fronts and caught completely off guard. Xercia has destroyed the Haitchlandic state and has dug in, waiting for the counterattack. Leave in the comments what could happen next, and credit to this guy for saying that Xercia would adopt Blitzkrieg. I'd already written the script at this point, so I already knew that Xercia was going to adopt Blitzkrieg. Well done to this guy for predicting it though, but you can have influence as to how the story goes if you do leave comments, so please leave them. Another thing I forgot to mention is that you can vote on these plot lines on the community tab, okay? Before every video I write the vague plot up, okay? Post it on the community tab and you have to approve or disapprove it. The way this game works is that 70% of people have to approve a plot before I can make the video, okay? So for example, for this video, 7 out of 9 people agreed to, they thought that this was good lore that should be made, okay? So had one person had a different opinion, I would have had to rewrite this video to make it better based on your criticisms and comments. That obviously means the story would be spoiled for you, but if you want to have influence over like what the plot of the videos are and what lore gets dropped, and you want to make sure everything's, you know, good and great, then please you can go to the community tab.